Good evening, makers. So I wanted to give you guys an update in the group as to how things have been going. Now, we've been getting a lot of orders in for additional things other than the 3D printed stuff that we have been doing, gowns and scrubs and masks and shoe protectors and, you know, scrub hats and wash bags and you name it, right? So a lot of that's been coming in. It's new stuff that we're trying to process. If you get any requests for that kind of thing, the two people that are handling the sewing type jobs is going to be Anne Sadler and Aisha Edwards. Okay, so ping them a message or put a post in the group tagging them, and they can help coordinate what's going to be going on with those, with the sewing type stuff. 3D printed stuff so far, we've produced a little bit over 1,300 visors, which is just phenomenal, you know, and they've been distributed or they're accounted for and will be delivered soon. A lot of them are clip visors, what we're calling clip visors. They go around, they've got 4 studs that you kind of clip on the piece of acetate to, which is great because that means they're reusable. I've been trying to fill the backlog by doing the disposable versions, so that not quite as good, but it's got us out of a pinch. So and we're going to start doing more of the kind of clip frames because they're much more robust and reusable. We've also produced ear protectors for people and dropped those off. I've still got probably about 60 of them, so if anybody needs any, give me a shout. I'm going to be producing an ordering system hopefully at some point in the next week. That ordering system will allow us to coordinate our orders. Anybody new coming to do an order, you just send them to that page and it will work out whether there's already an existing order or not. So we don't get any overlap and duplication of work, which means we can concentrate our resources on the ones that actually need it. On the back of that, it's going to be a makers portal for us makers to log in to see those orders and pick them up. So you'll be able to go, I want that order, or I'm going to handle that order. It will give you the address, it will give you the contact name, it will give you the delivery address and contact details of the person that's made the order. So that's going to be fantastic, and it'll also enable us to keep track of exactly where our resources are being spent. On that note as well, expenses. So we've got the GoFundMe, we're getting money in, so we should be able to reimburse some expenses, but I will need you know, receipts and that kind of thing for that, so that I can reimburse. If anybody, you know, wants to help but doesn't have the money to buy, say, material to make scrubs or whatever, let Anne Sadler or Aisha know, and they can speak to me and I can organise some of the fund to get you some material. I don't want people to not be able to make things because they don't have the materials. We've got money, we can make it happen, right? If you're willing to help, we can make it happen, okay? If you're out of PLA or PETG for making 3D printed visors, let myself, Tim, Tiernan or Robert Price know, and we can either give you some of what we've got or we'll order some more. I don't want people to think that they can't help because they can't afford to help. You know, this is a group, we set up the funds so that we can support the group so that we're not all struggling. I don't want people left short and not being able to buy food or something like that because they've decided that they're going to make 50 visors or something. So it's important to me that we are looking after ourselves as makers as well as we're looking after the community. Okay, so on the very, very last note, so back to the GoFundMe. Yes, we have made just over 1,300 quid, which is fantastic. That's going to go towards paying some of the back expenses, but also is going to be paying for new material to make scrubs and gowns and things, which is fantastic. Some of those orders are already in. They just need to be reimbursed. What I want you guys to do, push it out to your own feeds. I've released it, or hopefully by the time that you see this video, I will have released an update for the GoFundMe page and started pushing that out. I will push it out to Eastbournians group, Eastmonians group, and the Old Town group, Eastbourne Community Resources, and a couple of other groups. So look in the groups before you try and post, because the admins of those other groups are getting a bit annoyed that we keep spamming them with multiple people doing it. Things like the Helsham groups, I'm relying on people like Tim to push that out. Thanks, Tim. And if anybody wants to push it out towards Seaford area, that would be fantastic. I don't want to push out things too far. We've only got a finite number of resources, and there are other groups that are handling different areas. So if somebody comes to you and let's say they're in Lancing as an example, I would very much like to help them, but it's just not practical for us to be able to deliver. So try and help them find a group that's working in that area and direct them to them. Okay, push out the GoFundMe, and I'll see you on the next vid.